Every night I decide to catfish a different woman. Little do they know I'm actually saving them. "You fucking creep," she screamed, and she noticed me touching myself to her Instagram pictures. I just sat there staring at the glass of water in front of me. I was used to this type of thing by now. Things always ended up like this anyway. "Oh, you know how freaking long it will take me to get back home?" "Yes." "Not even gonna say anything? You play it all nice and smooth with that fake picture of yours? Saying you're going to meet up with me here and now you don't even have the balls to speak up? You pathetic loser." She even grinned for a moment as she threw the insult at me. Another customer of the small dinner got up. He was an older man. His attire screamed blue collar. Now, young lady, what's going on here? That freak over there pretended to be someone else. He called me all the way out here on a date, and God, how'd I be so stupid?" His eyes wandered from her to me. They weren't compassionate anymore. No, now they showed nothing but contempt. "Well, young man, you've got some explaining to do." I still stared at the glass of water. My throat felt like it was clenched shut. "Hey, I'm talking to you," he yelled at me. By now, the whole place stared at the awkward scene with me right in the center. "I didn't," I started but broke up. "Too embarrassed to even speak, eh?" Once more, I couldn't find the words. "Yes, sorry, Mom, it's gonna be at least another hour." "No, I'm fine, just some weirdo." "No, I didn't see Anna today." "What?" "No, it's all right, I'll just take the train." "Yes, I'm on my way." I listened to each of her words and smiled. At least an hour. Good, I thought. "Now what are you smiling about, boy?" The blue-collar man still didn't let off. Finally, I pushed myself past him and awkwardly made my way to the door. "What was that all about?" I heard a young woman whisper to her friend. "Guess he catfished her or something?" "Ew, that's so creepy." I didn't listen to their words. They didn't know a damn thing. "Why did you hurt Mommy?" "What the hell are you talking about, Pipsqueak?" "I saw it, you hit her and she was crying." "How the hell would you see something like that?" I didn't even see his slap coming. He stared down at me, his eyes furious. "Linda, did you tell the boy?" No, of course not. Why'd I ever?" "Ugh, shut up, bitch." I still lay on the floor, my face hot with pain. I listened as Dad got up and made his way to the kitchen. I jerked away in my seat. The old lady opposite me looked over before she mumbled something to herself. Why'd I remembered something like that now, damn it? Now where am I wondered. As I stared outside and read the name of the station, I sighed. It would still be another half hour before I'd be home. I checked the time on my phone again and saw that it was already 11 in the evening. Shit. And I got an early shift tomorrow. Work was hard that day. I'd barely gotten 5 hours of sleep, and it was the busiest time of the year. I slumped through the warehouse, sorting shelves and repackaging products with my eyes only half open. "Hey, yeah, you. There's some trash over here with your name on it." One of my older co-workers called out to me. Laughter from a few of my other colleagues erupted. I sighed, and without making eye contact, I stumbled to where he was pointing. It really sucked to be the new guy on the job. As I was busy cleaning up the mess that he'd most likely caused by him, I heard them talk behind my back. "The hell's wrong with him? Does he ever say a word?" One of them asked in a hushed voice. "Dunno. Think he's mentally challenged or something?" Another voice chimed in. "Just leave the boy be," a third one added. "Why are you so concerned about him?" "Just don't want him to snap and shot the place up." As if that pussy'd be ever able to pull something like that. Laughter erupted again. "You know, I can hear every single word you're saying," I thought. Shit, who am I kidding? I bet they knew too. After 6 more hours, my shift finally ended. The bus ride from work took me about half an hour. Day after day, I spent it glued to the screen of my phone. I opened up the first of the many dating apps I'd installed. I swiped through the countless girls one by one, staring at their pictures. Long hair, short hair, happy smile, confident smile, group of girls, on and on it went. It took me about 5 minutes to find one. She was pretty, long blonde hair, and had a shy, somewhat playful smile. In a moment, I opened the chat window and threw her one of the many one-liners I knew by heart now. I was already home when she finally replied. The new picture I'd chosen worked wonders. For half an hour, we were joined in mindless chit-chat before I finally asked her if she had plans for the evening. She was a bit reluctant to answer. It was always the same. I sent her a few more of my rehearsed lines, boosting her confidence, soft-soaping her, and pushing more lies down her throat. She was an easy one. It took me no more than a few minutes to get her to agree to the date. I fell back on my bed as relief flooded my face. I checked the phone once more. It was still a few hours before I'd got to go. Guess I'll set the alarm and take a nap. Wasn't like I had to dress up or prepare for the date. Mom was crying in the other room while Dad's fist came down on my face once more. Again and again, until he stopped after half a dozen times, panting. "That should teach you to not spout those damned lies anymore," he screamed at me. But I saw it again. I mumbled in a low voice, "What was that, you little shit?" I curled up into a ball and said nothing. "Thought so?" Mom was still crying. I woke up. Why were my dreams always about him, goddammit? On my way to the bus, I thought about Dad. Dad hadn't always been an asshole. When I was a little kid, he'd genuinely been the best. Then he started to drink. When I found out he was beating Mom, I became a target as well. For years, the abuse went on until I learned to be smart enough to keep quiet. No, talking about it wasn't helping anyone. When I became a teenager, and after Mom's death, Dad and I became close again. It was by necessity, if anything. As a teenager, I couldn't just move out. Age hadn't been kind to him, neither had the booze. On the old pictures, he was quite good-looking, hell, even handsome. Now, pushing 40, he looked much older. His head was pale, his skin pudgy and gray, and his stomach had developed into a bulging beer belly. Whatever he wore, it seemed to always tear at the fabric, trying to free itself. "See her over there? Now that's my type of woman, all right?" he said to me, pointing at someone ahead of me. I stared at the young blonde ahead of us. Small frame, a bit too timid and awkward. As I watched her, I saw the bruises on her arms, saw her shift slightly with her feet. I could even see the blue bruises on her hips. Exactly like Mom, I thought, always ending up in an abusive relationship. Always another drunk bastard beating her. "Well, hello there, young lady. Need any help with those bags?" Dad approached her and reached out a slimy hand. The woman stared at him, and I saw her face contort by a mixture of surprise and disgust. "No, I'm fine," she mumbled in a low voice. "Now, come on, don't be like that, babe. Why don't you just let me help you with those, HM?" he asked, trying to take one of the bags from her. As he did, I saw him put his slimy hand on her back. "It's all right, Now, modesty won't do you any good," he continued, and I saw his hand move downward. "Dad?" I called out to him, putting my hand on his shoulder. "It's late, let's go home, I'm starving." In a moment, the lady tore her bag free from him and hurried down the road as far as she could. "Damn it, what the hell are you doing, idiot?" Another slap in the face. "Man, I was so close to getting some," he cursed. He was always this way, not wasting any chance, trying to get his way with women. His behavior rude, lecherous, and at times downright violent. I didn't cry when they buried him in an early grave a few years later. Once I entered the bus, I had another half hour ahead of me. I sent my newest date another message. I didn't like emoticons, hell, I detested them, yet I made sure to sprinkle my messages with them. Somehow people seemed to enjoy them. That day I'd chosen a small bar. I told her it was a secret tip, but all I cared about was the distance. The moment I arrived, I chose a seat by the window. I always arrived early to keep watch and see if they actually came. Bus after bus arrived, and finally a bouncy, beaming blonde exited. She looked around for a moment before she typed something on her phone. Only a second later, mine vibrated. "I'm here, you already there?" "Yeah, window seat, back row." I saw her enter, saw her look around. The place was half empty. Her eyes noticed me. At first she looked away, but then her eyes focused on me again. "I don't see you." "Yes, you do." I lifted my face and gave her an awkward smile before I looked away again. It wasn't long before I heard the click-clack sound of her heels as she approached me. When I looked up again, the smile on her face had vanished. "Who are you?" "I'm Damien," I mumbled. "What the hell? No, that can't be. Your picture, I mean." She toyed around with her phone, and after a short while, she held it to my face. "That's not you, is it?" I said nothing. Instead, I kept my head low. The few other guests were already staring at me. "Hey, say something, is this a freaking joke?" The rest of the evening played out like the last one. As I stumbled out of the bar, I looked at her picture once more and smiled. In my mind, I saw her sitting on the bus, fuming, hurrying home and falling asleep, still angry about the whole thing. I smiled again. Work was slow the next day, allowing me to steal away every once in a while. For a few minutes at a time, I scanned profiles. I noticed her instantly, short brown hair, cheeky smile, tank top. We hit things off well enough, but she was a tough one. She was cheeky all right, calling out my lines and bluffs one after another. Still, the picture I used did the trick, and she finally agreed to meet up with me. The rest of the shift passed quietly. A few of my coworkers noticed my happy expression, which prompted a few more insults. I couldn't care less. Once I arrived at the small restaurant I'd chosen, I decided on a window seat once again. The waiter came again and again, and by the third time he started to get pushy. In a low voice, I ordered a drink. I scanned the street, but there was still nothing. I opened my phone and sent her yet another quick message. "Hey, where are you? Sorry, Romeo, went out with a few friends today." I stared at my phone with a deep frown. Shit, she wasn't coming, was she? I cursed to myself. "Where are you going?" I asked her. "Timbers. It's great, why don't you come by later?" I opened Google Maps in a moment. Timbers. A bar in the freaking center of town. "Are you ready to order yet?" the waiter asked in a strained voice. "Sir?" "Fuck," I cursed once more. It was going to be one of those nights. "Sir, if you don't plan on ordering anything, then..." Without even looking at him, I got up and left. Once I stood in the open street, I opened the app once more, staring at her picture. Was antsy when I entered the bus again. I couldn't let it end like that. This was not how things were supposed to go. It took the bus almost half an hour before it made it to the city center. The whole time I was nervous, shifting in my seat. Every once in a while, I stared at her picture, taking in as much as I could about her. Before the bus had even rumbled to a stop, I was at the door, hitting the stop button. Now where the hell is it?